Hello guys, this is the Creator Sludge and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. Now in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to design a beautiful social media flyer like this. Alright guys, and I'm going to be revealing something I've not revealed to you guys in my tutorial before. So please stay till the end of this tutorial. Please do well to like, do well to subscribe if you haven't, and please share this link, share this video to other creatives out there so that they can benefit from this tutorial. Alright guys, let's get into the tutorial. Okay guys, so this is the original design. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lock this layer. I'm going to make it invisible. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the background. It's already made. Now when I bring in the background, I'm going to tell you guys something very important that you need to take note of as a graphic designer. So guys, this is the background I'm going to be using. So this is the background. Now guys, if you have watched some of my tutorials, you might be familiar with this background. Alright, now those in my mentorship class, they have this background, alright, because I've used this background to do 3 different designs, about 3 to 4 different designs, and they came out well. Now here's what I want to tell you as a graphic designer. Guys, don't wait till when a client brings job to you or brings a design to you. Don't wait till then before you start creating a background. Guys, always have backgrounds you have created. Just create backgrounds and just keep them, create them, keep them. Now it will help you in times when you have creative blocks. All right, for instance, if there are times where I want to make a design, I want to create a design, and I'm trying to get inspiration and it's not coming. Now, usually, sometimes I just go to get some of these backgrounds that I've created, and once I put them in my design, I'll begin to flow. All right, I'll begin to create the design, seamlessly, without stress, without any, form of confusion, guys. Now, it is very important for every graphic designer to have a pre-designed background already available. Have a pre-designed background already available, meaning that create backgrounds and keep them. All right, now for this background I created it myself. All right, I went to Pinterest, get some different images. I've got a cloth image, all right, like a cloth material. I got a light lens flare, and I added some other backgrounds and I created this background by myself. Now I've used this background to do about 3 different designs. The one I'm going to be showing you guys today, this tutorial today, will be like the 4th design I've done with this background, and they came out different. They were not the same, they came out different because I was able to manipulate. I know how to manipulate these backgrounds. All right, and I have other backgrounds that I've created that are in my gallery, such that whenever I want to design, if I don't want to go through the stress of creating a new background, thinking to create a new background, all I need to do is to import the background I have created, and it will help my job. It will help me, create that work very fast for the client. So please, as a designer, don't just sit down waiting for a client to bring job to you. All right, always create things, and you can even go as far as creating a template for your design, guys. Just create a design, create different templates. I do this. All right, I do this sometimes. I just create a fictional design using a different template, and I store them in my Pixellab project file. All right, now sometimes clients can bring jobs to you that are similar. All right, or the title of the job, the title of the design might be similar to what you have created. All right, for instance, imagine you've created church flyer design, different church flyer designs, and you've created them fictional designs, and you have them in your Pixellab project file. All right, and now a client comes to you and he says that I want to design a church flyer. Guys, what do you need to do? All you need to do, if you don't want to start afresh, all you need to do is to check out those projects you've designed, those amazing fictional flyers you've done. Check them out. Just include the details of the client and remove the fictional details, and that is all. You are good to go. And the client will be like, the client will be shocked, right? I gave you this design today and you are submitting it today. How come? It's because you are not sitting down as a graphic designer. You are practicing. Every day you practice as a graphic designer, guys. So please pay attention to this. Now, I'm just going to lock this layer. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys something today. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on text. All right. Now, I'm going to click on text and I'm going to write the gaming. All right. I'm going to write gaming, and I made use of the Pepsi font for this, guys. For the gaming, you just click on font and then you make use of the Pepsi font. All right, the font for the Pepsi brand. All right, so this is the font. All right, I'm just going to increase this. Now I can decide to make this white, but I decided not to make use of white. Now there's something I want to teach you guys. All right, I'm just going to brush through it in this tutorial, but in my next tutorial, please pay attention to my next tutorial. I'm going to explain it better. All right, now let's assume that I have this shape here. I have this white shape like this, and I pick this red color. Let's choose this red color. All right, I got this red color from the background, so you can pick this red color from the background. All right, so let's say that I pick this red color. Okay, so I have this red color and I'm looking for a text, all right, that will fit in for this red color. So let's bring up this gaming, and I don't want to use white. Now all I need to do is to click on this text, choose the color I use for the background, pick the color of the background, but click on this add icon. Now when you click on this add icon, what you need to do now is to move this way. What you are trying to do is to pick the soft red. In graphic design, there's what we call value, all right, across value. All right, you're trying to check for contrast across value. Now I learned this from a boss in the design industry. All right, I learned this and it was so helpful from Carve Digital. All right, a boss in the design industry. It was so helpful and I've been using it. Now there's what we call contrast across value. Now the whole essence of this is you trying to get colors to work with each other. All right, you have a background and then you want you have the color of the background, but you're looking for a text that will work well on the background. There are different methods you can use to check, but one of the methods is contrast across value. So what I just need to do is I've picked the dark tone of the red and I've used the dark tone of the red for the background. What I need to do is to pick the light tone of that same red. So you will see the light tone is going towards white, but it's not going to be white. Can you see? This is white now. Look at the top here. You're going to see that this is white, but it's not going to be exactly white. We are picking the light tone close to white. The background, we pick the dark tone close to the red, close to black. All right, but now for the text, we'll pick the white tone. We'll pick the light tone close to white. Now let's click OK. Let's see this. Now guys, can you see this? Can you see how beautiful this is? Can you see that the color of the gaming is blending well with the background? Now this method is if you are finding it hard to understand how to blend colors. Now like I said, I'm going to touch this, I'm going to go deeper into this in my next tutorial. So I don't want to bore you guys with this in this tutorial, but it's very helpful for every graphic designer that has issues with understanding how to use color, what color to use for your background. This helps a lot. Now so can you see this, guys? Can you see how it blends well? So this is what we're going to be doing for this. That's what I used for the gaming. So I have this red icon for the gaming. So all I just need to do is to pick that tone. All right, so but you can see that this background is very light because I already have a light effect on this background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a lighter tone, a more lighter tone of this red. Can you see this, guys? So this is the color I used for this red, and then you just place it here like this, and then you have your gaming. Can you see this, guys? So now let's move on. The next thing I want to do is to create, I'm going to bring up the original. So I'm going to show you guys what I want to do. The next thing I want to do now is to create this white stuff. That's what I want to do now. All right, this white background. So that's what I want to do now. What I need to do is to click on this draw tool, click on your draw tool, and then choose a white color like this. All right, choose a white color, increase the smoothness, increase the brush size. All right, now all I did here was to freestyle. All right, now this is not straight enough, so all I did is to just freestyle. This is not straight enough. You just have to get it straight. Okay, yeah, so we have one. Let's make use of this, and then I'll just duplicate. Now I'm going to rotate this one. I'm going to rotate like this. Guys, this is what you just did. You can decide to use a different style. If you don't want to use this method of mine, you can decide to use a different method. All right, You can decide to use a different method, guys, as long as you get your result. Now look at this, guys. This is what I just did here. Now having these two shapes, what I'll just do is to paint the background. So I'll click on draw to increase the size of my pen, click on white, and then I'm just going to increase this size, and then I'm just going to paint all through like this. All right, so I just want to create that shape. I'm going to paint all through this way. All right, guys, so I'm just going to paint all through, and then we have this. Can you see this, guys? Now I'm going to lock this layer, lock the layers. Now I'm going to click on this first layer. I'm going to pick a stroke, enable stroke, choose this stroke of the gaming. All right, that's what I want to do. Choose the stroke of the gaming, let it be about 9%. All right, pick the second one, choose stroke, choose the color of the gaming, and let it also be about 9%. So you have something like this. But now if you noticed in this place, you will see that the stroke is reflecting. So what we need to do is to paint more again. Pick the brush tool, increase the size, choose white, and then paint that side. Yeah, so we have something like this. Now lock the layers. Now once you lock the layers, once you do that, now the next thing is to bring in our big screen. All right, gaming screen. So before bringing in our gaming screen, if you look at this place, you are going to see that it's not well. You see that the stroke is also reflecting here, so I need to color that place. All right, so I have something like that. Yeah, no, that's too much. Okay, so what I need to do is to change this color to white. I'll just change this to white. So can you see this, guys? And then we lock this layer, and then we are good to go. Now I'm going to reduce this. I think it's a bit big. All right, now I'm going to centralize this. Now bring in the laptop. Let's go to gallery. All right, guys, so this is the laptop. I'm just going to place it here. I'm going to centralize it this way. So guys, can you see? Now there's something we're going to do to the background, but I'm going to come to that. All right, so let me change this color to yeah, so that we can see clearly. I just had to change that so that we can see clearly. Now I'm going to centralize this. Now the next thing I want to do is to add a shadow beneath the laptop, a realistic shadow. So I'll click on shape, click on cycle, and then I'm going to mark this. I'm going to reduce the size like this, have something like this, and then change the color to black. All right, change the color to black. And then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to bring it down this way. I'm going to bring it down, reduce the size, and then I'm going to rotate. Use your 3D rotate. Rotate via x-axis, but don't let it be 90 degrees. You can have, let's see, yeah, you can have 62 degrees, but please don't let it be 90 degrees. Take it to back of the big screen. Make sure it is directly beneath the big screen. So I'm going to move. I want it to be directly beneath the big screen so that I have something like this. Now what I'm going to do next is to click on color, add color, change the color to transparent, the color of the shadow, make it transparent, click OK, and then choose shadow, enable your shadow. Let's see. Now I'm going to click on shadow again. I'm going to click on the shape, sorry. I'm going to click on 3D rotate, and I'm going to make it this way. Let's see. It's not giving me the correct thing, so let's go back to color. Let's choose the black color and see what we have. Okay, let's see if we've reduced the opacity. Yeah, so we reduced the opacity. That's what we're meant to do. So you're going to make the color black, not transparent. Your shadow color should be black. Reduce the opacity to 0 and add shadow. Now I'm going to go back to that 3D. Let's see. The 3D, I want it to lie where? Yeah, so let's work with that 70. Let's see. Okay, I think this is too much. Yeah, so 74 is okay, guys. Can you see this, guys? So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to reduce the shadow. I'm going to reduce the opacity. So let's place it here and see. Yeah, so let's reduce the opacity again. Now the reason why the shadow is a bit thick is because it is directly beneath the laptop, so it has to be like that. All right, it is directly beneath the laptop, so it has to be like that, guys. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lock this layer, and I'm going to create another shadow. Click on shape. All right, mark this, reduce this shape, but now I'm going to click on perspective, and I'm going to take this down this way. All right, I want like a shadow to be behind the laptop. That's what I just want to do. But this shadow is not going to be bright enough. It's just going to be a cool, calm shadow. That's what it will be. All right, so change the color, reduce the opacity, sorry, um increase the shadow. All right, increase the blur, let the shadow opacity be something like this, very very low. Make the shadow very low, and then take it to back of the laptop, and then you have something like this. But the shadow is still bright, so I'm going to reduce the opacity of the shadow again. Click on shadow, reduce the shadow, let it be very low. Yeah, so something like this. So I have something like this and I'm good to go. Now you can see we are getting there gradually. Now the next thing I want to do, there's something I placed in the background of the design. All right, there are patterns that I placed in the background of the design. Can you see? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import that pattern. Alright guys, so this is the pattern. I'm going to change to 1:1. I'm going to mark this. I'm going to increase this size this way to 100. I'm going to take it to back. I'm going to bring it on top of the background here. So now I'm going to erase this milk or this white, this milk part, something like that. Erase it, increase the tolerance. Alright, not too much. Now what you do is I'm going to reduce the opacity to something like this, and then change the color. Let it be the color. Let's pick a color. Let's pick let me see if red will work. Let's pick red and see, like the red of the background. Let's see if it's going to work for us. All right, so I'll click OK, and then you have something like this. So can you see this, guys? You reduce the opacity to about 18 or 16, and then you choose color. You choose this kind, this type of color, the color of the background, and then you are good to go. Now I'm going to lock that layer. Now the next thing we want to do, we've written our gaming. Now the next thing we want to write is enjoy smooth experience during gaming. So I'm going to click on text, and then I'm going to impute that text. Alright, I'm just going to input that text. Now for this font, I made use of red art. Alright, I'm going to click color, choose the same color you used for gaming. Alright, so let's click color, the same color we used for gaming. That's what we use for this text. So we have this color like this. Now I'm going to choose red art. That's the name of the font. It's a font also like Montserrat, but it's not Montserrat. Okay, so red art display. I'm going to choose red art. Now I'm going to make sure that this gaming layer is locked, and then I have my meter rule because I want the enjoy to sit comfortably, on the gaming. Alright, so I want you to sit comfortably on the gaming. Yeah, so now having done this, I'm going to reduce the size of this enjoy smooth, and then I'm going to centralize, increase the size again. We want it to be exactly on the gaming. So we have something like this. Now let's see. So let's increase gaming a little bit and see. Let's increase by 1 and see what we have. Let's centralize. All right, let's see. I'm going to increase again by 1 and see, and I'm going to centralize. Yeah, so we have it now exactly. Yeah, so you can see we have it. Yeah, and this is cool. So we have something like this. Just move up this enjoy smooth gaming experience a little bit. Now we have something like this and we are good to go. Now you can decide to write again on this design. You can decide to write big gaming screen, or you can decide to write something that has to do with television. Maybe you want to write big screen, LED screen, something like that. You can decide to add that somewhere on this design, but for me, I'm not going to add that. I'm just going to leave it that way. Now let's bring in the gaming pad. Alright guys, so this is the gaming pad. I've already remove the background. Now I'm just going to make the original visible so that I'll see how to place the gaming pad. Okay, so I have to just rotate this way. So can you see this, guys? Just rotate this way and then you place it here, and that's all. All right, so you place it here and then you click on shadow, enable shadow. All right, enable shadow this way. Okay, just enable shadow and then reduce the opacity of your shadow. All right, reduce the opacity a little bit. So I think we'll have something like this. All right, yeah, so we have something like this and then we are good to go. Now the next thing is to bring in this shape, the shape where we write our call to action. All right, that's the next thing to do. The shape where we write our call to action. All right, that's the next thing to do. So yeah, just bring in that shape and then you place it behind the gaming. All right, yeah, so you have something like this. Okay, Now for the call to action also, I copied this pattern for the background. I copied it and I brought it down like this so that it will align with the call to action. All right, I brought it down this way so that they can align to the call to action. All right, so you can have something like this. Let's check out the original. Okay, so I'm going to bring the original to front and see. Yeah, can you see this? So we have the original. Let's check this out. I want this to align, so let's rotate this way. I want it to reflect. That's the idea. I just want it to reflect on this red of the background. All right, so that is what I'm trying to achieve. Nothing special. Yeah, so I have it. So I'm going to take it to back of the gaming pad and then just lock these layers, and then you have something like this. Now guys, with this we are almost done. So the next thing we need to do is to put in the logo, the ALX gaming logo. This is like the logo, right? So let's write the call to action. Let's write the visit our website. So I'm going to copy this. Now you can see that what I'm doing here, as long as you have your background, everything works so smoothly. You are good to go, guys. As long as you have your background, you can decide to use this color for the call to action, which is visit our website, but I'll just change mine to white. All right, it's not compulsory you make use of white. I've revealed to you guys the most easiest way to get your color for your designs. So we have visit our website here, and then I'll just bring this down this way. Now the last thing you want to do is to just impute the shape for your logo. I'll just make this way. All right, I'll just reduce this size this way. All right, just reduce this size, place it somewhere here. Now use your meter rule to give space for your design. Remember, your design is in a box and it must not go out of that box, and the box is a perfect yeah. So I'm just going to use this box to move to structure how the logo should be. All right, so you have something like this, and then you are good to go. Now this is the first shape, so you can see, you click on stroke, you add the stroke of make the stroke the color of the design. Now if you noticed, the stroke is not perfect. So if you want to do this and if you want to enjoy it well, don't use the stroke for shapes. What you need to do is to duplicate the shape. All right, take it to back of this major shape and change the color of the duplicated shape to the color of gaming, so that you will have something that looks like stroke, a perfect stroke. But if you choose this direct stroke from here and then you use this direct stroke, it's not, if you notice the sides of the stroke, you will see that it's not perfect. All right, so but I'm going to use this because I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to make use of this. But when you are doing yours, please take note of that. It's better you duplicate another cycle shape, all right, and then you change the color of the shape like this. Change the color of the shape and make use of the color of the gaming like this. All right, and then you take it, increase it a little bit, and then take it to back. That is how you work that stroke. So now I duplicated this shape, and then I'm just going to reduce the size of this shape. All right, not the shape of this. I'm going to reduce the size of this shape, and then I'm going to take it like this. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just achieve like I'm just trying to achieve like a neo brutalism shape. All right, so there's an aspect of design that is called neo brutalism. So that's what I'm just trying to achieve. All right, I'm just trying to achieve a neo brutalism shape. All right, so you just drop it down a little so that you can have that like 45 degrees kind of movements. All right, when you look at the top here, the first shape and the second shape, they are trying to achieve that kind of 45 degrees. Can you see that? It's trying to achieve that kind of 45 degrees. So that's it. I'm not going to go deep into that. All right, so now I'm just going to copy this enjoy experience, and then you just write your ALR games. All right, so you just write your ALR games, and then you click OK, and then you change the color to black. All right, pick the black color. You have the black color like this. Make sure that your align is center aligned. All right, and then you change the ALR, you make it bold, and then the games can be light. So the line spacing, you reduce the line spacing because the line spacing is too much. When making use of this red art font, always work on the line spacing. The line spacing is usually too much. And then we reduce the size of this. All right, and then we make sure it is seated inside of the cycle. Make sure it is seated in the middle of the cycle. If it's not, increase the size of the cycle, and then you have something like this. Now with this, we have come to the end of this tutorial. Can you see this, guys? Now for someone else, you can decide to add other elements on this design. You can decide to add other when I mean elements, you can decide to add other text. Maybe you want to further express the brand, you can decide to add other text. But for me, I'm good with this and I'm fine with this, guys. So with this, you are done with the design. All you need to do is to save as image. Now to make the design sharp, I do that in Lightroom. So but if you want to get a course in that, you can check the link below this video description. But with this, you are done with this design. Alright guys, I hope you learned something new. I hope you love this design. Please do well to practice, do well to create backgrounds so that you don't have to rush, here and there when a client brings a job for you. In my next tutorial, I'm going to explain to you guys better this color, this color concepts that I revealed to you guys in the tutorial today. But for now, stay well and until next time. This is the Creators Lodge. Please do well to follow this channel if you haven't, and share this video to other creatives so they can benefit from it. Until next time, guys.